From KUNC and the NPR network, this is In the NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. The effects of postpartum depression or anxiety can be debilitating. Research shows 1 in 5 mothers experience postpartum mental health challenges after childbirth. And that number is even higher for Latina mothers living in the United States. Nearly half of them experience postpartum mental health issues. But organizers of a unique research program out of the University of Colorado Boulder say they've successfully reduced postpartum depression for hundreds of mothers, with an emphasis on helping Latinas, including immigrants. They did it by providing peer support to new moms from women who have had similar struggles in the past. The program is called ALMA, and it recently reached its 10th anniversary. Organizers plan to expand their program with an online version beginning this summer. Professor Anaí Collado is a clinical psychologist who helps train mothers to become peers in the ALMA program. She joined me to talk about the program and how it works, and why its creators saw a need for something that helped immigrants and other Latina mothers.
There are so many reasons why they face particular risk factors. One of them is immigration stress. Another one might be the fact that they are in a new country where they are navigating different systems, right? Like healthcare. Another one, the isolation. A lot of them are leaving some part of their family behind. And even those who have been in the United States for a long time, perhaps have family in other countries.
Sure.
Also, not speaking the language is a big barrier towards just living in a new country.
Being able to explain what's going on if this is not your given language is difficult.
Absolutely. And there are higher documented rates of stigma, of mental health stigma, of feeling like maybe they shouldn't be feeling that way or they should just get over it. And so that's something that's been documented among Latinas.
Postpartum mood disorders can range from mild depression to having violent or even suicidal thoughts. Can you talk a little bit about the symptoms the participants in your program might deal with?
Yes. So the 2 symptoms that we see consistently are feeling sad most of the day, nearly every day, or losing pleasure or enjoyment in activities in which they used to enjoy. Now, this particular sample of mothers is usually more likely to experience guilt and low self-esteem as well.
Let's talk about the program. ALMA is an 8-week program that pairs new moms with peers. These peers are also mothers who have experienced depression at some point and have gone through training with ALMA. Mothers can have anywhere from 6 to 10 visits from a peer during those 8 weeks, which, to be honest, doesn't sound like a lot of time at all. How are these visits structured so that they can be so effective in just a few weeks?
Yes, you're right. It does feel like a short time. And so each meeting has a specific structure and tool that the peers share with the moms that are based in evidence. And so we start by recognizing the pattern of depression and mapping it into the mom's life. Then there's another tool for the subsequent session of really understanding the connection between mood and activity, then a reflection of values, then setting measurable and observable goals for the mom, and then scheduling activities that are aligned with the goals and her values. There's also problem solving and communication skills in these sessions so that moms can ask for help or request boundaries or request something that they might need from someone else.
Do you have a story about a mother who was really struggling and found the program helpful?
Yeah, I can remember one mom, and I'll call her Marisol. That's not her real name to protect her identity, but it was a new mom, and she was facing many challenges. Specifically, she was a newer immigrant. She didn't speak the language well. She left her family behind. She found herself crying without knowing why. She wasn't able to walk long distances in her pregnancy because she was just feeling very fatigued. She had another child and she felt like she was getting frustrated with the child, sometimes raising her voice. And she stopped doing the things that she used to enjoy. And that included singing for her. And so when Marisol joined Alma, she connected with a peer who had a similar cultural background, which is really important. and really examined the activities that she had stopped doing and what was really consistent with her values before depression showed up. Right? Sometimes I think we tend to forget about what those values are, and depression really takes over our lives. And through the identifying values and understanding the connection between how what you do really influencing what you feel, they started tracing and structuring the activities that would make the mom feel better, more joyful. And singing, for example, was one that they structured.
Yeah.
And at the end, she was singing twice a week. And I actually heard the mom sing in a meeting with the peer. So that was really
lovely.
great. Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
And we saw that this mom's depression really went down along with her anxiety.
What really stands out to me is this is so personalized to what is important to the mother, what they value. It's not just the generic advice that we sometimes hear, get more exercise. It will make you feel better. This is really taking a look at what matters to these mothers.
That's right. And it avoids us thinking that, the one size fits all approach, right? It's really kind of just meeting the person where they're at, making sure that they're living according to their values and planning activities that are personally important.
Why is making a schedule of activities so effective at treating depression?
So sometimes we are not aware of the things that we do or the things that we stopped doing, especially when depression is present in our lives, right? And so really the putting it on paper makes it so that I hear very often, I don't have time to do this activity, right? For example, one of the activities that we have identified is staying in bed for too long. Without sleeping or without doing anything else that's enjoyable for the mom. So what we do is really, we look at it like we're detectives of mood. And so we want to make sure, just like someone who might potentially monitor what they eat, right? It's the same thing. So think of activities as part of your mental health diet.
Now, in a recent survey that your program conducted, about 9 out of 10 moms who went through this program said they would rather work with a peer in this manner than with a mental health professional. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, so that research was a national survey that we conducted. And some of the reasons that moms gave were that they were more accessible, they would feel more understood, and that they would feel less stigmatized.
And I just was curious, why is it named Alma?
Alma in Spanish means soul. We hope that Alma really touches people's souls.
I love that. Professor Anaí Collero is a clinical psychologist who helps manage the ALMA program based at the University of Colorado. The program offers help to new mothers dealing with postpartum depression. Anaïs said the online version of the program that's launching this summer should allow organizers to help moms across the country, especially in rural areas. We'll put a link to more information in our show notes and at kunc.org. That's it today for In the NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. Thanks so much for listening.